Hey guys, what's up? It's me, the Otaku Fangirl here to review episode 3 of Norn9. Alright, so that was a little bit better episode than the previous second episode. Alright, so this episode started off, they're still rebuilding that wall that got destroyed, and we got to learn about Kakadu's past, which basically how that came about was Koharu was, helping work, and he's like, oh, your hands, women should keep their hands, clean or whatever, let the men handle this. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. And then she saw dirt on his ear, and she's like, oh, he has some dirt in here. And then the ear cuff he has on his ear, he was like, I don't like it when people touch my ear cuff. And I'm like, okay, chill, Kakadu. But basically, story behind that ear cuff was apparently his father was murdered, and he gave him that ear cuff right before he got murdered. We don't know who murdered him. That's what Kakadu, I guess, is trying to find out. After that, apparently Kakadu used his ability to find a house and all this stuff, apparently, is what he said. And then they got together for a little picnic, and Senri wasn't there, so Koharu, or really Kakadu, was like, hey, go take some food to Senri. So she did, and it was just kind of a little, like, let's get Senri into this, and I was like, okay. Also, Mikoto, she was drawing a picture of the attacker, and she can't draw. Thank you. I can't draw. I relate to her, so I'm just like, best girl. She can't draw, and she has cool powers. Best girl for this series. She's best girl so far. And it's obvious who they're pairing up because they got Koharu, Kakadu, Mikoto, and I can't remember the white-haired dude's name that she's paired up with, but they get a tiny bit of their backstory. Basically, when they were kids, the white-haired dude was like, I'll never love anyone but you, pretty much, and she was like, yeah, promise, pinky promise, pinky promise. But when he was little, his hair was so long. And I was like, okay. Oh, also, Koharu started calling Kakadu-chan a little bit because they had this little moment where she was like, wait a second, are you a woman? And I was like, in anime, that wouldn't surprise me at all, that Kakadu would turn out to be a woman. That wouldn't surprise me if that happened at all. It won't, but if it did, I'd be like, well, no surprise there. This is an anime. But anyway, also, towards the latter half of the episode, towards the end, we got to see more of white-haired girl, which I have now learned her name is Nanami. I have finally now kind of memorized some characters' names. And she's paired up with blue-haired dude, Akito, I believe his name is. And she thinks he's, like, betraying them. But, turns out, he doesn't have a special ability. And I'm like, huh, that's interesting. He's the only one without a special ability on the ship. Except for that little boy, Sorta. I'll come back to Nanami and Akito later in a second. But Sorta here, he came from the future somehow. And I'm not sure how he's all tying into this. It's very strange. But, and he also, during the episode, he saw, like, this girl. This little, not really little girl, but I don't know. And she looked like a spirit, or she was glowing. I don't know what's going on with that. I think, personally, she's like the one who's controlling the ship, the thing they're on. Norn, pretty much is what it's called. I think she's the one controlling it all. Like, she's the base, she's the controls, I guess you could call her. I don't know what her name is at all, but that's what I think she is. I don't know how Sorta exactly fits into this. But yeah, that was that little snippet of the episode. Also, back to Nanami and Akito, sorry. So basically with them, Akito doesn't have a special ability, and she picked him because she wanted to help him hide it from everybody else. Which is weird because I'm not sure how he's been doing that so long, but if at all. But yeah, I was like, huh, that's interesting. And so it ended up where they were talking, and also Akito was talking to some dude with very long hair, and I was like, what? And then when Nanami came around, the dude he was talking to disappeared, and then they had a little conversation where she was like, you don't, yeah. she was like, you know, betraying people is bad and stuff. And he's like, oh, but you want me to be the betrayer, right? And she was like, no, I don't. But, you know, if it helps, just kill me. Just do it. Kill me, you know. And I'm like, oh, Nonet, chill. Girl has no chill. And then the wind blew and it started to knock her off. And I'm like, well, this is bad. She could die, but I don't know. And Akito goes to save her. And since he doesn't have a special ability, he can't use that to save her, which I can tell what they're doing here. They're trying to show his weakness, not being able to save the one he loves. And the episode just kind of ended there with a cliffhanger in a way, because they were both fell off because he was, you know, he reached down to grab her and then he fell again. She fell again. He grabbed her and kind of ended there a little bit. And I was like, cliffhanger. Dang it. And honestly, also, I do like Akito because I like how he doesn't he's the one without a special ability. And I don't know, I think he's very attractive as well. But yeah, so also Koharu, she was like, oh man, I wonder if I told Kakadu about my special ability, how he would react. And if I was Kakadu, I'd say, okay, that's cool. I wouldn't freak out about it, but, you know, apparently hers is destruction and fire and, you know, it could possibly kill everybody, I guess. But, yeah, so that was today's episode of Norn9, episode 3. And I enjoyed this one a lot better than I did the last one. So yeah. That was episode 3. So far, Akito. I'm rooting for Akito. I like Akito for the dudes and for the girls. Since there's 3 of them, I do like Mikoto the best. Nanami is a second. Koharu goes to 3rd because, I don't know, you know, Koharu is just your kind of typical, you know, Diabolic Lovers Yui. You know, Yui from Diabolic Lovers. That, you know, generic reverse harem girl is like, the generic reverse harem girls that's always like, I don't know what to do. But anyway, so yeah, that was this episode of Norn9. So again, guys, I will see you whenever the next review or whatever it is I do next. So I'll see you guys then. Okay, bye.